Hey, welcome to Pocket Change. I am Candace Lott. I never know what to do with my hands while talking, so I'll keep them busy while doing laundry. Hang out with me while I ramble on about all kinds of topics and different seasons of life I've experienced. It's going to be loads of fun. Let's get to folding. Hey, happy whatever day it is in your world. So if you happen to see or hear any barking going on during today's episode, it is because my dogs are all outside because, well, they're demons. Let's just face it. It rained, and so they put mud all over my couch, and they're demons. What can I say? Whenever, you think you want a dog, just think of me and how I've collected 4 dogs. I went from 0 dogs to 4 dogs very quickly. Um, so yeah, so how's everyone doing? It has um been a minute since I recorded a podcast. I skipped last week because, for those who don't know, I live 7 miles from the Allen Outlets, where there was a shooting and second largest mass shooting so far in the US. And it really shook us up, me up particularly, well, everybody, shook up everybody. And still very much very scary and not great. So yeah, so I just didn't have the right words or felt like really chatting and being in front of a camera, honestly. So I skipped last week to give myself just a little bit of breathing room. I won't get into that much just because they shouldn't happen. The end. This shouldn't be happening. It doesn't happen in other countries and it happens in ours. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, that happened last week. And then Mike and I also started our kitchen remodel last week, which meant, by that I mean we got to demo our kitchen, and I learned how to use a sledgehammer, and I adore it. Uh, Mike was fantastic. He got all of the pieces ready for me, like sawed off all the bits. So when it came time to like taking it and hitting it really hard, it was very dramatic and it came off very fast. That was incredible. You want to talk about a way to get off some frustrations? Get yourself a sledgehammer and go sledgehammer something. Like I would do it every weekend. And frankly, in this house, there's probably plenty of sledgehammer. So we started that. So our kitchen looks a bit like this room, which is, except for it doesn't have a ceiling in a lot because we have what are called fur downs, which means there was like 2 foot of drywall to make like a little like thing underneath a ceiling. Anyway, a lot of homes built around this time had them. So I'm very happy to have that gone because just having those removed made the space huge. Uh, so yeah, then we had an electrician come out and put in some can lights so we can actually like see for the first time in that kitchen because there's not a lot of natural light. And y'all, I've always heard like lighting makes the biggest difference. Oh man, it makes the biggest difference. It's night and day. It makes a huge difference. We had that. They put in 8 can lights, and 6 are there because there's not drywall for the other ones to go into. I watched this bag and it shrank, I think. Interesting. But yeah, so there's only 6, and just those 6 lights make a huge, huge difference. So yeah, our house is even more of a disaster than it typically is, and that makes it so much more fun. And it turns out we're more than likely not going to Maine. which is a trip we kind of planned on doing over the summer. And there's pluses and minuses on not being able to go and going and anyhow. So we're going to be probably planning a smaller, fun family trip. But sorry, I think I have a dog like going nuts on like barking at another dog out there. Again, they're demons. Whenever you think about getting a dog, just come listen to this podcast or just come talk to me. I'll tell you to get the dog actually. Because they're cute and they cuddle sometimes when they don't pee on your shit. Mary, our youngest dog, has this fun game where whenever we go to Costco, any day that ends with Y, and we get the Costco size toilet paper or paper towels. Well, right now they're chilling in what we lovingly call a roundabout, which is this room that just has a million doors. Because why wouldn't you have a roundabout in your own home? And we set them on the ground because there's no actual official place for them to go. Because even though we've been here almost a year, still mass chaos. Well, he enjoys lifting up his leg and marking on these toilet paper and paper towels every single time. Why? I don't know. He's an idiot. That's all I can tell you. So then he ends up smelling because he peed on himself more than likely because he's an idiot. And then he does this thing. Now he apparently is going to be a pool dog, which is going to be so interesting considering we've never had a pool dog. I've always wanted a dog that goes into the pool. Except for now whenever he goes in the pool, tries to come in, he's wet. He gets mud everywhere. He's wet. He smells like wet dog. So yeah, those are our dogs. Aren't they fun? Speaking of, see, there's Doug. If you're watching, Doug is sitting on top of a table that is attached to a bench, sitting atop the table, not on the chair, just standing on top of the table. Why? Because he's Doug. Why else would he do it? Who knows? So let's see. What else has been happening in our world? Let me think about this. We demoed. So we now live in mass chaos even more. I've talked about the end of the year loveliness that happens right now. It's book fair right now for our kids' school, so that's where I live for the next few days. Let's see here. Oh, school's over next week. We are in the final countdown, as they say, before summer. So that's very exciting. Yay, can't wait for summer. And then come mid-July, I'll be like, oh my God, is it time for school yet? It's a real fun game. But my oldest has this really cool ceremony at her school because she goes to an IB charter school. And they have this thing called a Diploma Year Rising Ceremony. So a DP Rising Ceremony. So what that means is they will they'll go in and they get this tie, and this is the tie they wear for the next 2 years. And it gets passed down from the graduating seniors to the students that are going to be incoming juniors next year. It's a very emotional thing. It's a big tradition in our school. It's an event and a tradition that I've been looking forward to for forever. So that's Thursday, which is also the 3-year anniversary of us losing Chris. So if you see me walking around town, or I don't know, if you see me really this week or this weekend and I'm just not in my right self, it's just, there's a lot of emotions this week. And last week is a very emotional week, and I'm just trying to compartmentalize and get through. We're actually this is hilarious. So we're camping this coming weekend for a friend's birthday. She's turning 30. I feel very old saying that. She's turning 30. I'm turning 37. just over a month. So, oh, bless it. They are planning like to play sports balls and like they're like sleeping on like the ground because they're camping. Did I mention they're turning 30? Anyway, so we were talking about it literally last night in bed, and I realized it's going to be raining. And I said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'll play the sports balls. I'll just make sure I bring my heating pad, so Mamaw can like put it on my heating pad because I jacked up my back, and it's still not right." Mike looks at me and he goes, "There's no electricity because we're camping." And I was like, "Oh, oh, oh." Well, we got Rhonda back Friday just in time. So you know what I did? I booked an RV spot, and I will be staying in the RV by myself while everyone else is in a tent because I'm a mamaw. And have I mentioned I hate bugs? I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate bugs. I hate lizards. I hate snakes. I am not a country girl, even though I grew up in Forney. Nope. No, ma'am. No, sir. Mm-mm. Not me. Not I. So, yeah, I got to crack out of myself by booking that. And another reason I booked it, and I think it's going to be coming very handy, is as I just mentioned, this week has a lot of the big emotions for me. So being in a place with a lot of people might not have my best Candace face on, might, be snappy, might be a little bit of short tempered, might basically walk around being hangry all day. So it'll probably be best for everyone that I have a place to go put myself in timeout when things get too much. Let's be real honest, because it'll probably hit me over the weekend, all of the emotions that have been going through and all the things. So having a space to be able to like go, turn on The Office, watch the Netflix in the middle of a national park, as one does. So yeah, so we're going camping this weekend. That'll be exciting. Get to use Rhonda again. Haven't used her since March because again she's been in the shop. So that's fun. Then we have field day next week. Really, I'm just rambling right now because I can't remember. I had topics I was going to talk about. I can't remember what they were. So, there's a hole in that sock. Look at that. Anybody else just throw socks away whenever they find socks with holes in them? Because I certainly do. And it happens quite a bit because we have dogs. Have I mentioned we have dogs? Don't get a dog. Actually, you should get a dog. Just don't get 4. I don't know if you can see it right now. I'll move out of the way. And all 4 dogs are in the picture. There's Barry. You can't see him because he made my window dirty. That's Willie, the big dog all the way in the back. That's Betty, the old lady laying on the porch. And that's Doug sitting on top of the table on the bench. Those are our dogs. They are crazy. Oh yeah, so yesterday, today's Monday. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and my only request for Mother's Day was have the laundry done, and I wanted the dogs washed. So let me back up. So Mike and like I said, last week was just craptastic, shitstorm, crying all the time. So laundry, like I'm talking like piled up. Like I couldn't get to any of my workout equipment. It was terrible. So I told Mike I wanted to go to a laundromat and knock it all out because it was just so much. And on top of that, my kids decided to bring me every blanket they've ever owned or touched or even like sniffed. They all brought them down as if they were all filthy. which half of them were not. Half of them still looked fine. Nonetheless, this is what children do. So my whole treadmill to the right of me was just, covered. I'm talking about like a huge stack of what are they called? Blankets. So Mike and I go to the Washateria Saturday night. Very fun date night, let me tell you. Actually, it was. We were there for 2.5 hours. Mike got to see firsthand all of the clothes that the children brought in that were dirty, air quotes around that, dirty. He was like, they don't wear this many clothes. I was like, no, they do not. Welcome to my world. Take a seat. So we got through all of that, got all the laundry done. So then for actual Mother's Day, I was like, okay, so laundry's all done. If y'all can, please make sure to hang it up because it was a laundromat, so we didn't take all the hangers. So we folded everything and we brought everything back in bins. I'm talking like there were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 baskets. Baskets. Big. What size is this? Because I keep the labels on everything. Because why not? You never know. Big, I don't know. Stairlight, big baskets. Whatever hill size this is. Big. Like the size of my, half of my person's. 11 of those. So we got them all washed and brought them home. So we asked the girls to get them hung up, folded, and then at least in the rooms they belong in. Because Mike and I were going to go look at the historic homes down on Swiss Avenue down in Dallas, which if you live in the area and you've never been, it is super fun. And we got some really great ideas for remodeling. Now we can't afford their situation, but we can definitely take their idea and their restoration hardware ideas, because seriously, one of the guys' homes was Restoration Hardware. He's a designer for RH. Basically, it was a living magazine. It was gorgeous. I wanted it all of it. Ceilings, light fixtures, rugs, all of it. So we're gonna take that. We're gonna put it on the Target level. Bring it down a notch. So we do that. But my other request was to have the dogs washed because they all smell. They all smell real bad. So, if you're a mom, you know what you have to do on Mother's Day. You lay there and you keep your eyes closed. If anyone comes in to check on you, just keep your eyes closed until you know they're ready for you. It doesn't matter what ruckus is happening around. You stay in your room and you stay in bed. So I'm sitting there and I cannot for the life of me figure out what the ruckus is that's going on. Like, we don't have a kitchen, so it's not pots and pans like people are cooking. I'm like, what in the blazes is happening? And Betty, our old lady dog, who's the only lady of the group, and we call her the mom of the group, she was in a kennel barking. I was like, why? Why is the mom in the kennel this morning? What did we do? So anyway, I come out and find out the girls had washed all the dogs. Fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. That makes sense on what the noise was. So then fast forward, we get home Sunday night and we get ready to go watch a movie. And all of a sudden there's triplets coming down from the ceiling, like drops. And the drywall is soaked. We're all like, that was nowhere near any of our demo. Nothing we did. This is in the kitchen. We go to pull everything down, and basically Emma washed Willie all by herself. So I'm talking, she must have, I don't know what she was doing. I don't know if she was playing like firefighter and Willie was the fire and she's hosing him. Tons of water was just seeping through our second floor. Just seeping. So we thought it was that. We got it all dried up. Well, then we woke up this morning and I was like, oh my God, it's still there. Oh God. Oh dear. So then Mike peels everything back this afternoon. It's like, I really just think it was just a shit ton of water. I'm like, what happened in that bathroom? It is the one time I wish I had some sort of camera recording system in our home that could see something, or even like snippets, just something. I'm like, she had to take that hose and just like fling it and point it like directly at the wall for it to like seep down. Oh, it was quite hilarious. See, there's Barry. Also, Barry likes to do this thing where he was we did get him fixed because he is a boy, but our vet was like, we only have there was only one ball removed. I was like, excuse me? He's like, there's still one testicle in him. We couldn't find it. I'm like, you couldn't find the two testicles? You only found the un testicle. He was like, yeah. He's like, so that might make the male dogs find him more attractive. I was like, oh, fantastic. We have a gay dog. Great. You know, all that has done is turn him into a hump monster to Betty, our old dog. Like, I'm really shocked they've only done it once, and I think I was in the way so you couldn't see it. But like nonstop, Betty is just being like humped nonstop by Barry. It is terrible. I mean, it's just all day long. Barry, 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 stop it, Barry. They get a spray bottle and spray him. Like it's that one ball. He still has one ball. This dog is the only dog we've purchased, and he has caused more damage, more vet bills, and just more stress than the other three dogs combined. So you should definitely just get a pound puppy. Don't buy a dog. Please don't buy a dog. Like, there are a million pound puppies. Just get a pound puppy. They're fantastic. Willie, he's named after Willie Nelson because he looks like he's high 99% of the time, and he acts like he's high too. It's quite entertaining. Anywho, I'm done with laundry because I only had one load to do. So that's all I have. Had no real content for y'all today other than get a puppy from the pound. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see y'all next week. Yay, pocket change!
Thank you for listening to Pocket Change. You can find me on the internet at candice-lott.com, on Instagram at Candice J. Lott, that's Lott with 2 T's, and on Facebook as Candice Lott. I look forward to meeting you. Have a great day.